you. Well, hello chaps and chapettes, and welcome to this end of year video, I would say. Yes, it's a top 10 list, and I'm not really keen on top 10 lists because people seem to make them just to get lots of clicks and views and likes and stuff like that. I was going to say another word, but anywho, I thought I'd do one because it's about time I did do one, and I wanted to point out some really good games that are out there. Now, I could have done a top 10 list of what is my favourite game, but choosing the favourite game is really hard because I tried doing it and every week my list would change because that's what we're like as humans. There are things which will, you know, on a Monday you might not want to play Kingdom Death Monster because it's Monday and you gotta go work. You don't want to go to work, and so you'd rather, you know, get home and play a bit of Adrenaline or something like that. So I scratched my head a bit and I thought, well, how can I do a list which is going to be concrete with me for like the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, maybe even longer. And so I thought, well, what games would I drop anything to play for? If someone phoned me up and said, Barry, I've got this game, do you want to come around and play? And at the same time, my wife is on the stairs and she's climbing the stairs and she's going, Barry, would you like to go upstairs with me? Wink, wink. I would say, I'll see you later, love. I'm gonna go and meet my mate. You know, those kind of games. And so I made a list, and only 30 games got into this list. Now, I did use also my Board Game Geek thingy bobby, because I can't get through a video without saying Board Game Geek because it's such a great application. It's a great thing. I looked through all the games that I own because I thought there's no point putting a game on the list which I do not own because obviously it's not something that I want to play. Yeah, and so there's like no Kickstarters on here because, you know, they're not even out yet, so I've got no chance to have them. I'm sure that Batman would make it on there. In fact, I made a list of 30 games, and in that 30 games you'll see Conan, and the reason I want to play that a lot is because Batman's coming, and it's the same system. I've been playing quite a bit of Batman. I'm a Batman fan as well, so that made it onto the list because I want to play Batman. Yeah, so drawing lines, that was a problem that I was going to have due to the fact that, you know, there's the cult of the new. And obviously, if a new game comes out and you played it once last week and you love it, and then you do a top 10 list like this, then you got to go, okay, right, I can't really put that on there, or can I? Yeah, I love it. I want to play this game. This is my favourite game. I played it once and I love it. It's my favourite game. And I played it once. No, you can't do that. You have to play a game quite a lot of times. And so you'll see that on this list are games that I have played quite a lot of times. And as I said, they're all games that I've owned. So Cult of the New is out. Again, you'll see Star Wars Imperial Assault on the list. Now, I haven't played that a lot, but due to the fact that the app came out and made it kind of like a co-op game, for me, has opened doors because, one, you know, I'm not a Star Wars fan. Did I say that out loud? Yeah, anywho, yeah, so that made it on the list because the app is really good, and that's made me want to play it more, and that's kind of recent. But I did want to always play Star Wars Imperial Assault because I did enjoy the Descent thing, and I also enjoyed dungeon crawlings. But yeah, finding a gauge was always a hard thing to do, and as I said, these are games that I would drop anything for. Yes, I would drop literally. So let's have a look at the top 10 games that I would drop everything for just to play, because there are some really good games on this list. Number 10. So choo-chooing across the track into the 10 spot is Ticket to Ride. What can I say? It is just a simple set collection game where you're collecting cards which will allow you to plant objects on a map which will connect together and give you points. It's such a simple idea, but yet it's infinitely replayable, even just the base game. And I don't own all of the map boards, but the ones that I do own tweak the game in such a way that it makes it interesting. And again, the Alvin and Dexter dinosaur monsters makes the game a bit more counteractive, but there's a lot more interaction. Players can muck other players up by doing that, as well as stealing the tracks away. The game is elegant, the game is simple. The thing about this is everybody can play it practically. There are some people that have trouble understanding, they can only do one action on their turn, and then they take cards, and then they play trains down on the track. But it just works so really well. I like the art style, I like the components. It's all very simple to see, it's very visual, and when you've got those trains on the track, it's interesting. The score track annoys me. I wish there was a better way of keeping a score, honestly, with board games, because people reaching across and their trains going everywhere. But anywho, really enjoyable. This game I would literally drop anything to play, especially with an expansion, because I haven't played these enough. I keep playing this, and then time on time, again, it's like, can we play with this one? It's like, yeah, okay, or maybe not.
Number 9.
My number 9 is one of many island games that I love. I love games set on islands. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But we have Tobago, whatever you want to call it. It's the game of deduction, reverse deduction, where you are trying to eliminate spaces on the island to try and find where the treasure is. Now, this is very interactive with the other players in regards to, you're placing clues out on an island, which is very beautiful and very elegant, and you're trying to race them and try to pinpoint the treasure exactly so you can go and pick it up, and also give enough clues for other players, give enough clues for yourself to get a bit of dibs on the treasure yourself, so you can take some of that money home, which is points. The game is just, I don't know, it's just really enjoyable. I'll probably only play it once, but I would play it once every day, because it's just that whole idea of, outwitting the other players and playing that right card at the right time, and then using the idols, the tokens, to get you across the island very, very quickly, and then looking out for those curses. I love shuffling the curses back into the deck. That's a fun part of the game. So it's you're not worried about just two curses. You're just worried about lots of curses. So really enjoyable, very beautiful, well worth it. Tobago.
Number 8.
Another paradise is my number 8, which is the island. Yeah, you might think, what's that? Well, it's actually Survive Escape from Atlantis, but here in France it's called The Island. De suspense, l'aventure de Frisian. I think it's Frisian. I don't know. But yes, this game is so interactive and so nasty. You can be nasty to other players. You can sink their people into the sea, because this island is sinking, and you're trying to get your people off the island safely, but at the same time drop everyone else in the merde, or the mare, one of the others. It's just so interactive. Again, with the expansions in it, so you can play up to 6 players, makes it carnage. It's just total carnage. And then having like the calamari, the squid, whatever, and the dolphins just helps this game be fun, and it's just infinitely replayable. you set the island up and it'd be different, and not majorly different, but the way that everything goes around, and then your strategy will kind of change. Will you team up with so and so, or will you just go out on your own and just fill a boat up full of your people and hopefully nobody will notice? This makes kids cry, this makes kids laugh, and I can't stop playing this game. And yes, you asked me to play it, I will play it for you. Yes. Need something else though, I think. Maybe some buildings on the island.
Number 7.
This game is a new game, and it just has that real fun family factor, which I really adore in a game. It's called Dorado, and the other great thing about it is a deck building game where you'll start with a deck of cards, and these cards will help your character traverse forests and mountains and lakes and deserts, trying to get to El Dorado and be the first player to be there. The game components are not fantastic, but the game itself is just so much fun. Just coming up with these strategies of getting around the island and trying to get the cards, because there's a limited amount of cards that you can put into your deck, and also try to streamline that deck so you can get across the whole continent pretty quickly. It's enjoyable. I don't know what it is about the game, apart from the fact that it is a good brain burner, but a family style brain burner. You're trying to outwit and outmaneuver the other players, because they can block you, they can get in your way, and getting those good cards into your deck before everybody else gets to take them is a strategy in its own. The game is just so light and fluffy, but at the same time it's a racing game. It could have been roll and move, but instead of being roll and move, they made it deck builder and move, and it works really, really well. It's just, even 2 players works really well, where you're controlling 2 people and you're trying to get 2 people across the line before the other player does. Really nice, apart from the components and the art about the game, but it's a really fun game. Come on, let's play now.
Number 6.
This game made it on the list, and I'm surprised that it made it on the list due to the fact that it's quite hard to get to the table due to the fact that you need a big group of people. But every time there has been a big group of people, this game goes down really well. Unless someone turns around and says, "My card's red. What does that mean?" Resistance. It's such a great game. Again, component-wise, yeah, but the game itself is in the players. It's the players that bring this game alive, because some of them are spies and some of them are good people, and your good people want to win by trying to deduce who they are, and they do this on a way of sending people out on a mission. And so they'll send people out on a mission, and that mission will either be successful if all the people are good, or it may fail due to the fact that there's someone or many people in that group who are not so good, and they may try and sabotage this mission. And then it's this whole deduction, and the game just takes on a life of its own as people are interrogating each other and trying to say, those people went on the mission and it screwed up. Yeah, it's just such a great deduction game. I can't praise this game enough for just being such a fun asset. Again, as I said, if everybody in the street said, "Let's play this game, Barry," I'd be there like a shot, because it'd be fun just trying to deduce. Even in French, it's a laugh and a half. I have fun with this in a different language, which I hardly understand, but you can get away with, "Tu es un menteur. Tu mens. Oh, le shut up." Yeah, so fun, small, not very attractive, but hours of fun. I've even played this 5 times in one night, where we had so much fun, and I'm not a very good liar.
Number 5.
Now,
now I'm on my number 5, and you're probably saying to yourself, well, Barry, all your games are family style games. And I'm like, yeah, they are. But that's the kind of game that I like. I like playing family style games. They're not too hard to learn. They're not too hard to remember how to play them. There's nothing worse than, oh, let's play this game, and it's like, well, I'm going to have to spend 30 minutes rereading the rulebook. That's why my number 5 is a game that's so simple and so elegant and such a laugh. And I've played this so many times, and if you ask me to play it again, I will play instantly now. Don't cough. I'm holding back a cough for you guys. Okay, it's a game of just putting lines of colour or shape in lines to get points, much like Scrabble. And that's how I explain this game. And, you know, I play this game with an 82-year-old lady who lives around my village. She loves it. You know, you try and teach her resistance, she won't get it. She'll be the one that tells you, what's my red card do? Yeah, so Quirkle. It's just so open, so easy, and I like screwing people over in this game. Sometimes you'll play a game of Quirkle with players and they'll just start building up a big cube of colour and lines. So it'd be like, there'd be a line of reds, but then next to it there'd be a line of green of the same shape which matches. So everyone's helping each other out, and they're just putting cubes in. No, I like to screw them over and put square where a circle should be, or put an extra green in an angle that's not really good and not very. It will block someone else from doing a Quirkle that way. It's fun. I love it. And I'm going to give it a lot. This is going to get a lot played Christmas. I tell you, it will do. That's Quirkle.
A number 4.
It's red. It's number 4. It's a sun in an island, and it's Catan. Catan is a resource gathering game where you're gathering resources to build more colonies and civilizations and to boldly go where no man has gone before. And this is just one of those basic games, again family style, slightly heavier than family style, which is so fun to play, even though it's dice driven with the rolling of the dice to decide, you know, what areas produce and if the thief moves. But it's fun trying to get to those 10 points before everybody else, and coming up with new strategies, whether it's going for the longest roads or biggest armies, or just populating colonies everywhere and just making grand villages. And what tops it off, what makes this game so high, is when you include the Marines. Yes, no game is complete without Marines. No, this is Seafarers expansion, which adds more tiles and sea areas that you have to crawl across. So it's something else that you have to think about. And it comes with like a campaign. There's like scenarios, different map layouts. Because this is one map layout, but you can move the tiles around. This is several different map layouts. And so this game makes it feel more like the Settlers, you know. That kind of game where you're building up, you know, you are building up a kingdom by connecting things together and building more stuff to connect things together. You say, let's play Catan, I say, let's play Seafarers. You say potato, and I say pomme de terre.
Et numéro 3.
Now, Wheeze is in the top 3. Now, you're probably going, well, this list, oh, come on, what's left? Carcassonne, what else is left? New York 1901. What could his number 1 be? Well, this game at number 3 is a very big box. It's a very heavy box. So I thought I'd bring you some smaller boxes to show you which game this is. There's one with sea and ice. There's one with a tomb and traps. And there's one with what looks like Godzilla behind a forest. Yes, Seventh Continent. Surprise! Yes, Seventh Continent is one of the heavier games on my list. Is one of the heavier games on the list. Probably the only heavier game on the list. Haha, maybe, maybe not. It is a choose your own path game, like a choose your own adventure game, but it's done in a game. It's got a gameplay style of its own. It's done with cards instead of pages, and so like the cards like translate into the pages, and you're placing these cards out to create an island, and you're exploring, and you have this curse on you, and you've got to try and get rid of this curse by following the instructions. That's what I must do, follow instructions, because in this game I see things and I touch everything and I lick everything and I end up dying. So therefore I have not completed this game, but I am so enjoying it and discovering new things, and I'm playing it now, not just solo, but I'm playing it with my daughter, who's enjoying it as well. And it's Wednesday, and school here in France, Wednesday afternoon means that nothing happens, so we're going to be playing again. Yes, we're going to be exploring new stuff and trying to get rid of this malediction that is bestowed upon us. This game is just infinitely replayable because different things will happen to you at different times, even though the island is exactly the same. This game is the best game of 2017 by far, but it's not my number one because it is a bit of hard work getting it all out. And you know, if people say, let's play this, I want to play it, I want to play it, but you set it up. And you get so involved in this game. But I've enjoyed every minute of it, and as you can see, it's number 3, and it's had a lot of plays. It's still going to get a lot of plays, and unfortunately I won't be able to take it with me everywhere. It's just one of those games which is going to stay in its hub here and get played whenever I can get it played, which is normally Wednesday afternoons now. So that's Seventh Continent.
Number 2.
Now, my number 2 game is here somewhere. Can you see it? Can you spot it? Is it Paper Tales? Is it Code Names? Is it Star Munchkin? Is it Jamaica Takinoko? Or is it maybe Splendor? Yes, it is Splendor. This game is, again, very simple, just an idea, but it is so addictive. You're trying to race people to get more points than everybody else, and you're doing this by constructing an engine, which is basically buying cards with chits, and those cards give you chits, and then those cards give you other chits. And just the base game alone, I will just play. I love the challenge. I love pushing my mind against someone else's mind, trying to figure out the route of which mines should I buy each round and which gems should I buy each round. This game is so fascinating for me. Yes, you may think, yeah, it's simple, it's boring, it's dull. Well, there's an expansion, and again, this has been sat here, and I haven't even played it yet, because I just play the base game. I really need to squeeze the expansion in, and again, play it with people that know how to play it. I'm always showing this to newbies, and it just goes down so really well. You know, people think, well, yeah, the games are simple, and then all of a sudden it gets to a point where it's like, my God, they're going to win. They're on 14 points. Ah! But it's such an elegant, I don't know. It's just great like that. And if you said, you know, do you want to play Seventh Continent or Splendor? I'll play Splendor. If you say, oh, do you want to play the Island or Splendor? I'd say Splendor. Yeah, if you said, let's play Munchkin or Splendor, I'd go Splendor.
And finally, number 1.
So, what is my number 1 game? Is it Carcassonne, as you've probably been thinking? That's a game that I like. But then again, you might have seen like the name in the title. But anyway, I will cut to the chase. This is another big box game. This is a game that I have loved ever since I found it. It's the theme, it's the mechanisms, it's the whole, I don't know, the whole bundle of components and expansions that come with the game. and it's about something which I used to do, which is wine growing, and that is viticulture. This game is still getting played, and just after like telling my daughter off for breaking like a valuable vase in the house, she said, "Oh, sorry Daddy, can we play viticulture?" I go, "Yes, let's play viticulture." It's a game where you have inherited some land and you are growing grapes and you are producing wine to place into to sell, to get your points, because points make prizes. And it is a race game where you're getting points, but there are so many different ways of getting points. Maybe with the visitor cards, maybe by just selling wine, or making money, or however you want. And again, the expansion makes the game so much better. Having the bigger board, having the different seasons, having even more ways to win the game is infinitely fun. And you need to play with the market, so you're not just drawing one grape card and go, "Oh God, I've got to build that just so I can plant this card." You got to have a market. You got to have a direction where you're going to go, what wines you're going to grow, and what wines you're going to sell. This game is just so fun. This is a good hour and a half of fun. As I said, especially with the expansions. I still haven't played with the two biggest expansions, which is the Fromage one and the other one with the olives and the trees and stuff, but it doesn't matter. I still just enjoy playing this game. It is elegant, it is peaceful, it is relaxing. Listen to this with Brahms, and I have such fun. My number one game, the game that I would drop everything for, viticulture. I could do a Star Wars thing like this, couldn't I? So there you have it. There's my top 10 list of games that I would drop everything for. Literally, I would drop everything for them. They are great games. And you're probably saying to yourself, "No, they suck." Barry, they're sucky games. They're games that I used to like about 10 years ago. Well, boo-hoo for you. These are games that I still love playing and still want to play even 10 years later. And who knows, maybe next year I want to play different games, but maybe I want to play the same ones. We shall see. I'll do another list next year. I'll do another top 10 exactly the same. So leave some comments, I'd like to know if I'm sucky or not. I probably am sucky. Maybe you can kind of like, guess my kind of personality from this list. It is a list of just family fun games, and I get to play family games. Not a lot, but I do get to play them quite a bit, and they are fun. And that's what the best part about the hobby is. You can make the hobby whatever you want it to be. You can make it real strategic war games, or you can make it really deep dungeon crawling games, or you can make it just light, whatever you want it to be. So there you go. Christmas. It's Christmas. So I'm going to wish you all happy Christmas and have a good new year. And I will see you in that new year with some more video reviews, some more Kickstarter previews, and as I said, another top 10 list. Only one though, because I'm not a glory hound, Maybe this video will get 6,000 hits. We shall see. Ciao for now. Just sitting at the table next to Felicia would be quite nice. Wouldn't it be good? I got some board games.